You know, the other day I was in a bar and someone was like, oh, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm a footballer and I'm a songwriter and I sing. And they were like, oh yeah. And I was like, no, really?
I wanna come with one person, leave with another. Drinks never stop, one after the other. Drunk down my ex and tell her I love her. I need a light out.
For me, the best ever footballing night, those Champions League nights, you know, when the air's crisp, when the floodlights are on. I was actually lucky enough to go to the Olympiacos game. That year we won the Champions League, and that was the turning point where we had to score 3 goals, and Stevie G hit that like 30-yard screamer in like the last 5 minutes or whatever it was. That for me was, yeah, there's no better feat. Even talking about it still gives me goosebumps, and yeah, that was special. Yeah, it is difficult, I'm not gonna lie. It's constantly spinning plates, you know. The manager, I'm not really in the good books at the minute. I've missed the past 2 weeks of training, but you know, they understand like it's every day is different. You know, one day I'm in the studio, one day I'm on stage, one day I'm writing for someone else. And then obviously, you know, trying to get to training some days just isn't possible. It all started, I was very lucky to play for Liverpool from the under-10s literally and come right through to under-16s. You know, I was at Centre of Excellences and like Tranmere with Izzy Christiansen and stuff like that, and Farrah Williams, and it's so good to see those girls now, you know, in the England team and killing it, Alex Greenwood. But yeah, I played there for 6 years. Unfortunately, I'm a girl and we're not paid the same, so maybe I would have carried on playing professionally if I was a lad then, but I chose another career, which was music, and at that time I really had to give everything to just start in the music game. So I gave football up for a good 4 years, and I only got back into it 2 seasons ago, but I couldn't be happier. Like, playing on a weekend, still having that ability to just go out and forget about music for a bit is just so good for me, and it gets me writing a bit better also, I think, because it's something completely different. Well, for me, actually, I did have a little highlight last week, because obviously growing up in my generation, Stevie G was the guy, and he liked me Instagram the other day. So I was like, Stephen knows who I am, he knows I exist, which is pretty cool. So that was awesome. He was a big influence for me. But for me, musically, which not a lot of people think because we're not very similar, is Lady Gaga for me. It was just, I don't know what it was about her. I think, you know, she stood up for something, but I just remember going to watch Pussycat Dolls and she was supporting them. I was like 15 or something. And this woman come out and she was like, had this light up stick and she'd do a dance break and then sit on piano, and I'd never seen someone in my generation, a pop star, play an instrument before, and like, it was just dead eye-opening, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, so you can still be pop, because I love pop music, but you can still like do both things at once, and I don't know, something clicked. – 2018 for me, you know, as well as playing football, has just been really about releasing music for me. You know, I've wrote songs for a lot of other people for the past 3 or 4 years. So for me, this year was just about introducing myself to the world and you know, just getting around and getting back on stage and just enjoying music again. And yeah, I'm happy. I feel like 2018 couldn't have really gone any better. It's all about next year for me now, though. You know, it's kind of a, you know, bit of pills to swallow sometimes, because as much as music's getting busier for me and I'm playing more gigs and, you know, music's doing very well, the football, like I said, because we're not paid the same, I've got to make a living as well. And sometimes the football does suffer, but hopefully for as long as possible I can keep them both going. Yeah, and just more people knowing Chelcee Grimes and knowing that I love football just as I love music, and you can do 2 things at once, and I think the world's changing. Hopefully the women's game carries on going strength to strength, and yeah, hopefully I'm just doing both, just, yeah, talking to you again.